Gambian people are the friendliest I've ever seen. Africa is a very friendly continent, but the Gambia seems to be the friendliest country and the friendliest continent.
The FIFA officials are in Banjul for a range of programs with the GFF. The latest is the performance leadership meeting with the Football Federation. This, the executive director of the National Sports Council says, is important in the overall development of the game, while maintaining government's desire to promote in sports development on grander scales.
I will take this opportunity and thank the FF to continue strengthening your relationship with your international partners and ensure that the interest of this country is seen first. And with that, government will always give you the support that you have already been given. I want to inform the FIFA delegation that over 98% of sports project is spent into football. 2% of it is spent to different sports.
Earlier, the first and second vice presidents of the Gambia Football Federation highlighted the critical role this partnership with FIFA will have in the overall development of the game in the country.
This is a very important day for football, and this, whatever is learned here, will be given back to our football families.
We have to assess ourselves, highlight our strengths, look into where we need to improve, and work together with the support of our colleagues from FIFA to realize that dream.
When it was his turn to address the gathering, the president of the Gambia Football Federation provided an upbeat assessment of the steps taken by his administration to move Gambian football to a new level.
We have to ride on this opportunity accorded to us by FIFA. It's a very expensive mission. By the way, Francisco spoke about FIFA giving us two very important projects. And I've approved close to $1.1 million for our football development. I am told by the head of development that he didn't say this is the first time such a thing is happening, but he does not remember a country getting that all at the same time with such a new team at the same time. But I'm happy to say that that is, by the way, this performance program itself is about $100,000.
And then to the very dominant narrative in Gambian football, Kebe wasted little time to weigh in on the news of the suspension of Gambia from the CAF Under-20 qualifiers. He was at pains describing CAF's decision as a body blow to Gambian football, while urging the sporting fraternity to transcend all barriers in developing the game in the country. The focus now is to set in motion a more energetic, focused and well-driven core group that can help transform Gambian football. Their start to life at Football House might have bordered on the more mundane, only for things to liven up once again in recent weeks and for the wrong reasons. And this has generated a lot of interest in Gambian football, both at home and abroad. But for the GFF, to move on and earn the trust and confidence of a skeptical audience, positive stories of this nature can help in that drive. For Grts Sport Days, Babukar Senghor.
And before we take leave of you, a quick reminder of the day's top stories. The Department of Agriculture has trained 30 women food processors from West Coast and Central River regions in ways of improving food production practices. For our programs to succeed, we need a stable football environment. FIFA consultant Francisco Broscoli has told football officials at a performance and leadership meeting. Spanish police are struggling to control another wave of African migrants crossing into Europe via the Malaila enclave as hundreds force their way through a 7-meter-high fence in their attempts to mainland Europe. And a suspected car bomb has ripped through a crowded Mogadishu neighborhood, killing 6 people, including a senior policeman. That was all in this edition of the news. Thanks for the pleasure of your company, and do stay with us.
and welcome to Turning Point. It's a new day and a new season, and we're glad you're joining us for another half hour of inspirational TV. Today's program is all about turning life's tragedies into triumphs. You won't want to miss a minute of it. Coming up, a musician gets a devastating phone call while on tour, and a little girl is forced to do the unthinkable. But first, Simisola Okai has an intimate conversation with a young woman about a topic that many couples suffer in silence. Take a look.
Oh, I want to talk about a very intimate and personal topic, something that affects not only women, but couples who want to have children. And I know your story. You married a pastor, a great man, and you know, as the saying goes, first comes love, then comes marriage. But then for you, the baby in the carriage didn't quite come along. What happened?
Well, like you said, I married a pastor. He was a missionary in Tanzania, Africa, and I came in as a pastor's wife, young and expecting us to start our family, you know, very easily. And we wanted to wait a year so I could get some acclimation to my new home. But as 1 year turned to 2 and 2 turned to 3, and there was no baby coming, we started to ask ourselves a lot of questions, never having thought that infertility would be an issue. I remember finally, after 3 years of trying, you know, seeing a positive pregnancy test, you know, and being so excited and announcing to our church we're pregnant, and then weeks later having to take it back and tell them we've lost this baby. And as a pastor's wife, as a Christian woman, I just didn't know that Christian women had miscarriages, and I certainly didn't ever expect it to happen to me.
Now, you went through that first experience, which was so difficult. And so I just want to fast forward, you know, a few years, you try again.
And 18 months later, again, I find out that I'm pregnant again. And we're excited but very, very nervous this time. And we aren't sure, should we hold on to saying anything, should we not? And we told a few key people, you know, to pray with us. And then it wasn't but a week or two later again that we lose that baby. I remember coming out of the bathroom and meeting my husband in the hallway and just saying, it's over. And I put my head on his chest, and inside of me, I started to like begin to curse God. Like I was like, I am done with you, God. And I felt my fist clench, and I was like raising it, like with my head on his chest, like raising my fist, just be like, I am so done with you, God. Like you keep touching me in the most painful part of my being, with wanting to be a mother my whole life. And I heard this voice in my heart, just really clearly, just saying, Janine, is this where it ends for us? And I realized that I had put having a baby in front of my relationship with the Lord and all that we had together and all of the years and the adventure and all of what we had. And he spoke so quietly, but he spoke so clearly. And my fist came down and all of that anger washed away. And I said, no, this is not where it ends for us. No matter if you ever make me a mother, I'll serve you all the rest of my days. And I know you've given me a mother's heart, and I will mother somebody, whether it's adoption or, you know, being a mentor and a mom to people. But I will serve my generation with you. And this is not more important to me than you. And though you slay me here, yet I will put my hope in you. I still wanted a family. I still want a baby. We still tried. We still did the supplements and all these things. And a few months later, we did have our miracle. We got pregnant with Abigail, and she stayed. But